Hey everybody, come on in. What is up? My name is Lily Loon. I'm so excited. I'm going to bring in Megan. I've got oh my gosh, a bunch of awesome friends in here, so come on in. Excited to have you. So I'll just dive right in and everybody can catch up or watch the recording later. Oh yay! Welcome. I'm wearing a fun face filter, so you know, who knows how accurate that is. I just have fun with these. If you don't know me already, my name is Lily Loon. Oh, hey Megan. My name is Lily and I guide visionary entrepreneurs into their next level of aligned purpose, abundant health, and fierce pleasure. And if you're wondering what the fuck that means, you're gonna find out pretty soon exactly what I mean. So a little bit about me. I'm a Reiki master. I am Reiki master teacher, holistic nutritionist, numerologist, womb witch, hermetic leaning, and in many ways, you know, a business strategist. And I've been actively helping people heal themselves since 2006, so that's 14 years. Some of you from the FemTalks community, I met a lot of you a couple of years ago, and so you may have remembered me as leading the Painless Period Summit in 2016. And that was because after I reversed my own autoimmune, chronic, debilitating menstrual pain, I immediately needed to share that with the world and helped others to do the same. And then again with postpartum depression and anxiety in 2015, and the self-healing just kept happening for me and my clients. So this whole time, I was really learning through trial and error how exactly to feel simultaneously fulfilled in both my personal life as well as my business. And I am a single mom, a solo mom of a 5-year-old. So that is what I'm here to share with you today. So I want to share that one of my superpowers is that I speak the language of energy. And I have for a long time. It just took me a while to really tap into it. Since I was a little kid, there was just a bunch of learning along the way, a bunch of bumps and bruises and figuring it all out. And part of that, though, is understanding the translations between the body, the mind, spirit, or source energy. And that language is with energetics. And sometimes it comes out with words, sometimes with visions, sometimes with feelings. So that's really a big piece of what I do. And that means that I see the world and people in possibilities. And in their potential. I see all possibilities, right? So I understand how to dig deep and get to the root of why your efforts haven't worked in the past and create solutions that actually work for you individually. Now, I stumbled onto this superpower in not so graceful ways. So a quick story, this one time when I was 23, I had a nutrition booth set up and this woman came to me asking for, you know, food advice, healthy eating tips. And I asked a few kind of general questions to get a sense of, you know, what her current habits were like. And suddenly I had this overwhelming message from Source to ask her, do you feel like you have enough love in your life? And she split open, broke down because, you know, she'd had this issue with healthy eating. How do I stay on top of these habits? Things that she knew what to do. She had a hard time sticking with it. So this really led to an unlocking. And she ended up going home, not just with more tips that she wouldn't end up implementing. She went home with a real solution for how she could integrate that into her life and really take that forward. So let's get into it. Today we're here to talk about nourishing your purpose, right? So this includes food. It also includes your time, your energy, and we'll talk more details in just a moment. First, I want to hear from you though. What resonated with you most with regarding this description of the class tonight. Are you coming here feeling like you're kind of overwhelmed? You work too hard in your business? Are you feeling like a little fragmented in your head around what is my purpose? So go ahead and tell me in the comments below if you have a specific question. I'll try to answer it tonight, and I'll dive in right now and read them as you bring them in. All right, so let's bust some myths. First of all, throughout my whole life, I searched high and low to really define my purpose, right? Like ever since I was a kid, I would say, okay, is it singing? Is it acting? Is it writing, healing, coaching, activism, being a mom? And please tell me if you resonate with that. Just questions galore. What the fuck is my purpose? So the problem was that for so many years, I was confusing my passions with my purpose. And here's the difference. Because it really wasn't until I studied numerology with a world-renowned mentor that I realized the myth is that purpose is something you do, because it's not. Purpose is not something you do. And the truth, the fact here is that purpose is a piece of you that can be channeled into anything and everything that you do. So regardless of what path you're on, right, any career that you're in, you can bring your purpose into that. And that means that today, if you are a divorce coach and tomorrow you just decide to become a professional dancer, did your purpose change? No. It stays with you. It's something that you feel at your core. And it's something that becoming a numerologist did finally help me to put words to. But here's the thing, like, how do you know what your purpose is? Do you need to have words to describe it? No, that's not necessary, although it can be helpful. And my clients who have had a life purpose numerology reading, some of them are watching right now, they can attest to how satisfying it really feels to finally have words to describe one's purpose. It does feel very satisfying, but it's a very masculine approach, right? And the words and the definition are this masculine aspect to your purpose, grounding it in your earthly experience. And I'm happy to help you with that, but honestly, you don't need it, because you already have within you the ability to ground yourself and inquire with your intuition, your holy guardian angel, your spirit guides, or what I'll be referring to tonight as your Sacred Chalice of Creation. And you can ask, you can inquire, is this activity in alignment with my highest purpose? I'll repeat, is this activity in alignment with my highest purpose? But how do you know that the answers that you feel or hear are correct and in alignment with your purpose, right? You need to infuse your life daily with the daily habit of filling your cup, filling your chalice, so that your life force energy is in alignment as you inquire with your guides. And Megan, I want to know this in my life. Okay, great. Stay on, mama. Okay, so let's talk about how you can create that habit as well as what has kept you from doing so, right? Because I'm sure that many of you hearing this are listening and being like, yeah, okay, like I know this. Okay, so why hasn't anything changed? We're gonna dig deep. So we're going to talk about how to create that habit and what has kept you from doing that. And then after that, I'm going to lead you through the guided meditation that includes connecting with your Sacred Chalice of Creation, clearing energy blockages that can interfere with you getting an accurate translation of what your guides want to tell you. And then I will share with you a powerful activation to recode your chalice for sacred alignment with your purpose. You ready to dive in? I want to hear some yeses, send some hearts. Give me this energy to say yes, keep going, and I will keep going. I want to just be sure that we're on the right track. So let's dive into identifying which business-related activities are draining your life force. And then I'm going to talk about my 2 favorite counterintuitive actions that you can take to nourish your purpose and also every other area of your life, right? Now, I see too many entrepreneurs continuing to run their business kind of the same way just for years because, yes, it's making you money and it's serving your clients and getting them results, but you are energetically drained, and it's because you're doing too much. I'm going to be honest with you. You're doing too much, and maybe you're scared to do something different for the fear that you'll do the wrong thing, your business will stop working, right? So definitely drop a 1 in the comments if this is you, you identify with that in any way or you've experienced that. I also see these powerhouse entrepreneurs who feel super fulfilled by their business. Now drop a 2 if this is you. You feel so fulfilled by your business, but not by much else in your life. And it's kind of like we can hide behind that and not want to admit it. But if you have the courage to let us know, if you're a number 2, let us know. And there's this pattern, right? It's like you can't seem to break free from self-sabotage in your relationships or healthy eating or exercise or anything else that you aspire to, right? Because even though you try to be better about those things, you still feel a lot of shame about where you're at right now. And that's important. Remember that. We're going to dive into that in a minute. You're maybe feeling a lot of shame about where you're at in life or business or both. And you may even hide behind your business, right? And work harder to avoid facing your other issues in life or health, relationships, etc. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. The shame piece. It's juicy. I want you to ask yourself, where are you leaving energy on the table? We hear a lot about where are you leaving money on the table, but where are you leaving your energy on the table? So let's talk about the business-related activities that drain your life force, because if you're doing too many things that don't actually lead you to A, more sales, and B, more impact, and even if you feel accomplished in sales and impact, why do you have that looming empty feeling? Maybe you're ignoring the rest of your life, and you probably don't even have the time or energy left to enjoy the rest of your life outside of your work. Well, Mama, I will be the one to tell you that if this is you, you have an efficiency leak. So, to fix this, to plug this leak, you need to know what your IIPAs are. These are your immediate income producing activities. And just cut out the fluff that does not actually have a return on investment, but not just an ROI for your money, but also for your time and energy, okay? Let's be clear. So in my free gift that you'll get at the end of this, right, called the Key 6 Health Secrets to 10x Your Productivity, we go over how to identify your IIPAs and a few of the other things that we talk about in here and a few other things that we don't talk about in here. All right, moving on, because we're like halfway through. Oh my gosh. I want to get to this meditation. So, just because your coach told you to do it, or you saw training on it, or you've done it for years and it works, does not mean it's the most efficient or effective way or strategy, right, for you to take to keep your business running successfully and get you to that next level of growth. And, in fact, continuing to exhaust yourself in your business like this is taking away from your ability to be present with and enjoy the other parts of your life, your relationships, your health, and anything else that brings you joy, peace, and pleasure. So there are many activities that do not appear to be biz related, but they do actually nourish your sense of fulfillment and energy and productivity and your mood and brain power, improving your performance and your productivity in less time, with less energy output by you, and leaving you more time and energy to do whatever the fuck you want. And I hope that you fill it with even more pleasurable and fulfilling activities. So, my 2 favorite counterintuitive actions to nourish your purpose, business, and life. Number 1 is limit your time doing biz-related activities. Now, my favorite way to do this is using the Pomodoro technique, right? Where you have about 25 minutes to take focused action. And I promise you'll get more done in that time than you think you will, right? Something that usually may take you 2 hours can take you 25 minutes, or maybe 2 sessions of 25 minutes with a break in between to drink water, breathe, stretch, etc. And this is, using the Pomodoro technique to perform the IIPAs to increase productivity and reduce your time and energy into your business. Number 2 is to create moments of radical pleasure, AKA to fuck off, honestly. And in the guide that you'll get at the end of this, it leads you through creating what I call your full cup list, also known as your full chalice list. But basically, self-care worked into your daily work schedule, right? So ask yourself the question at any given time, what is the one thing that I need in this moment to get me closer to my goals? So if you're hungry, you have low blood sugar, then that one immediate thing is probably eating some high vibe foods, right? Nourishing your body to help nourish your mind and your energy. In another moment, it may be that you need to stretch or breathe fresh air, move your body, or even just have a solo dance party in your living room. And the thing about this, it's really counterintuitive, but it actually makes you more magnetic to your ideal clients and more magnetic to the other visions you have for your life and your business and your expansion and up-leveling. So I could just stop here and just give you these instructions, but it's really not complete unless you truly understand the real reason you keep working harder in your business, feeling drained, feeling exhausted, and sabotaging your own efficiency and deep pleasure. So if you're hiding behind your work, it might be because it's harder to face your shadows and deal with your imbalances in health, life, and relationships, right? And I'm sure generally speaking, that your subconscious mind and programmed beliefs and behaviors around work, money, relationships, health, etc., your subconscious mind is kind of just the worst of the worst at continuing to perpetuate those things that you don't consciously want to be happening. But that's only scratching the surface. So the deeper reason beneath that involves the subconscious is this. You need to remember this. Your subconscious mind takes literally, chemically, pleasure, a kinky pleasure in continuing your old habits. You are fulfilling a pleasure loop for your subconscious mind. And then your conscious mind is shaming its pleasure, probably because it's jealous that it's having so much fun. It's jealous of your subconscious mind. Isn't that interesting to consider? So your habit of shaming your subconscious is actually repressing and solidifying these patterns deeper, because think about it like this. Imagine that your conscious and your subconscious are old friends, because they are. And since your ego or your earthly self identifies naturally with your conscious mind, let's pretend that you are your conscious mind and your subconscious mind is a dear friend of yours who's a part of your community. And it is. It helps you to breathe mindlessly. It keeps your heart beating. It helps digesting your food, regulating your temperature, so much more. And it is an active contributing member to the community inside of you. So riddle me this. Have you ever tried shaming a dear friend, a family member into changing their behavior? Raise your hand. Put a yes, I have in the comments if you have ever shamed someone or tried shaming someone, including yourself, into changing a behavior, an unwanted behavior. Did it work? Or did it backfire? I think we know the answer to this, right? So your subconscious, it's a rebel. It's not likely to respond well to shame. What it does respond well to, though, is unconditional love. And that seems counterintuitive too, doesn't it? Because when you love your entire self, your conscious and your subconscious, your shadow and your light, does it make you act out your shadow impulses and just become this earthly monster? Well, no, the opposite actually. So amazing things begin to happen when you decide to consciously participate in the pleasure that you get from things you totally and irrefutably do not want in your reality. And many people call this shadow integration. I totally agree. So your subconscious and conscious minds are no longer fighting, right? You can actually make essential changes in your life without the pounding anxiety and overwhelm, all while feeling pleasure in the process. And it also brings all of you to the table as a messy, magnificent human with many, many layers. And it puts your own power back into your hands, releases the shame. And when you release shame, that is when you are truly free. It's kind of coming full circle, isn't it? The freedom of entrepreneurship. You are no longer held down by the shackles of your own oppression. And free people are not usually selfish, homicidal maniacs. Most of us just want to live a good life that is fulfilling and pleasurable. So the real secret is that you do not have to create a life of freedom before you can have pleasure. And in fact, it's actually the other way around, that the key to freedom is in choosing pleasure right now, regardless of circumstances or stories. Okay, so now it is time, right? With 8 minutes left, I'm gonna guide you through this meditation. So we are first we're gonna do a visualization, find a comfy spot. We'll take a few deep breaths and it'll be short, but we're gonna tap into your own sacred chalice of creation, which you can revisit at a later time and go deeper with. We're gonna do a quick clearing of energetic blockages that have been interfering with you getting an accurate translation from energy body. And then I will share with you a powerful activation to help recode you for receiving receiving the codes for sacred alignment with in alignment with your purpose. I just totally messed up words. It's the end of the day. Woo! We got through it. So let's begin. Give a little wiggle. And take a deep breath in, and exhale, and relax. Think about where you store tension, jaw, shoulders, hips. Breathe in one more time. And exhale. Okay. Let's keep this deep belly breath as much as we can as you close your eyes and settle into your body, where you're sitting, where you're laying, where you are in the here and now. Deep breath in. Good. And imagine that you are a tree with roots ever expanding from the tips of your toes, the base of the soles of your feet, down into the earth. That your arms are branches waving in the wind, giving apples, fruit, seeds, receiving light, nourishment from source, from divine. Breathe into that, knowing. Now I want you to think about one thing, one piece that we went over today where you have felt out of alignment with your purpose. Maybe it is pouring yourself into your work, struggling to have healthy eating habits. Just find one thing. Doesn't matter which one, just something that is true for you right now. And feel the sensations in your body, the shame inside of your body, or any other feeling that you have around that piece of your experience. Where do you feel it? Do you feel your throat closing? Do you feel your shoulders tensing? Do you feel lightness, tension? Identify what those are for yourself. I want to share a mantra with you right now. I hope you take this with you. Yes, this is true right now, but that does not mean it must remain true forever. In fact, this pattern will be gone by, now give it an expiration date, maybe about a month away. Give it some time and grace. So let's say by the end of September 2020. And breathe in to the knowingness that this pattern is ending, and that it's okay that you're here right now, and that you're taking pleasure, a little bit of a kinky subconscious pleasure in continuing that pattern for now. Breathe in, breathe out. Now you can take this deeper, and if we had more time, I would, into exactly how you take that kinky pleasure in continuing those patterns that you don't consciously want to continue. Maybe it's that you have been, for example, diving so deep into your work and avoiding figuring out what to do for homeschool with your kids. You're procrastinating it. You're afraid to face it. You're not alone. And you're taking this kinky pleasure in just being so busy with work. Just milk it. Yeah. And you know what? It's going to be gone soon. It's okay to take a little kinky pleasure in it. You'll be done with it soon. You have an expiration date. Now, feel those roots that we talked about earlier, and feel how they send energy, they bring energy, they draw it up from the earth through the base of your spine into your sacral chakra, and yes, the rest of your body straight up through this pillar of your crown chakra to divine. But let's focus for now on your sacral chakra, the second one around your belly button. This is where your womb space is. This is your sacred chalice of creation. Now, imagine that from whatever sexual parts you have, there are holes that can release energy. So your urethra, your vagina, your anus, these are places to release energy blockages. Imagine those opening now. And the dust and the ashes releasing through there. And this could continue to happen. And in our last minute, I wish to give you these sacred codes of activation for receiving what you need, exactly what you need to release shame and step into your personal power as you up-level your life with abundant health, with fierce pleasure, and so much more. Thank you for having me today. My time is up. I will put in the description the link to the Body Boss Witch Revolution, where you can access your free gift, Key 6 Health Secrets to 10x your productivity. We'll go a lot deeper in there, and you'll also find this recording in here and in there. I love you all. Thank you for having me.